Catherine Deneuve, French, katʁin dənœv, born the 22nd of October 1943, is a French actress as well as an occasional singer, model and producer. She gained recognition for her portrayal of aloof, mysterious beauties for various directors, including Luis Buñuel, Francois Truffaut and Roman Polanski. In 1985, she succeeded Mireille Mathieu as the official face of Marianne, France's national symbol of liberty. A 14-time César Award nominee, she won for her performances in Truffaut's The Last Metro, 1980, and Guy's Wargnier's Indochine, 1992. She is also noted for her support for a variety of liberal causes. Deneuve made her film debut in 1957 and first came to prominence in Jacques Demy's 1964 musical The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, before going on to star for Polanski in Repulsion, 1965, and for Buñuel in Belle de Jour, 1967, and Tristana, 1970. She was nominated for the BAFTA Award for Best Actress for Belle de Jour, and the Academy Award for Best Actress for Indochine. She also won the 1998 Volpi Cup for Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival for Place Vendôme. Other films include Scene of the Crime, 1986, My Favorite Season, 1993, 8 Women, 2002, and Potiche, 2010. Her English-language films include The April Fools, 1969, Hustle, 1975, The Hunger, 1983, and Dancer in the Dark, 2000. In 2015, she starred in The Brand New Testament and Standing Tall. Early life. Deneuve was born Catherine Fabienne d'Orléac in Paris, France, the daughter of French stage actors Maurice d'Orléac and Renée Simonot. Deneuve has two sisters, François d'Orléac, an actress, who died in a car crash in 1967, aged 25, and Sylvie d'Orléac, born 14 December 1946, as well as a maternal half-sister, Danielle, whom their mother had out of wedlock in 1937 with Amy Clara, but who was later adopted by Maurice and took his surname. Deneuve was her mother's maiden name, which she chose for her stage name, in order to differentiate herself from her sisters. Deneuve attended Catholic schools. Film career. Deneuve was 13 when she made her film debut with a small role in André Hunnebel's Les Collégiennes, 1957, with her younger sister Sylvie d'Orléac, who, along with their older half-sister Danielle, was an occasional child actress. She subsequently appeared in several films for director Roger Vadim as well as in L'Homme Femmes, 1960, which caught the eye of Jacques Demy, who cast Deneuve in his 1964 musical Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, the film that brought her to stardom. Deneuve first portrayed the cold but erotic persona, for which she would be nicknamed the Ice Maiden, in Roman Polanski's horror classic Repulsion, 1965, reinforcing it in Luis Buñuel's Belle de Jour, 1967, and reaching a peak in Tristana, 1970. Her work for Buñuel would be her most famous. Further prominent films from this early time in her career included Jean-Paul Rappeneau's A Matter of Resistance, 1966, and Demy's musical Les Demoiselles de Rochefort, 1967. Deneuve remained active in European films during the 1960s and 1970s, though she limited her appearances in American movies of the period to The April Fools, 1969, a romantic comedy with Jack Lemmon, and Hustle, 1975, a crime drama with Burt Reynolds. Her starring roles at the time were featured in such films as A Slightly Pregnant Man, 1973, with Marcello Mastroianni and Le Sauvage, 1975, with Yves Montand, In the 1980s, Deneuve's films included Francois Truffaut's Le Dernier Métro, 1980, for which she won the César Award for Best Actress, and Tony Scott's The Hunger, 1983, as a bisexual vampire, co-starring with David Bowie and Susan Sarandon, a role which brought her a significant lesbian following. She made her debut film as a producer in 1988, Drôle d'endroit pour une rencontre, alongside frequent co-star Gérard Depardieu. In the early 1990s, Deneuve's more significant roles included 1992's Indochine opposite Vincent Perez, for which she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress and won a second César Award for Best Actress, and André Tachin's two movies, Ma saison Pierre Acute Fi Acutari Acuti, 1993, and Les Voleurs, 1996. In 1997, Deneuve was the protagonist in the music video for the song N'oubliez jamais sung by Joe Cocker. In 1998 she won acclaim and the Volpi Cup at the Venice Film Festival for her performance in Place Vendôme. In the late 1990s, Deneuve continued to appear in a large number of films such as 1999's 5 films Est-Ouest, Le Temps Retrouvé, Polar X, Belle Maman, and Le Vent de la Nuit. In 2000, Deneuve's part in Lars von Trier's musical drama Dancer in the Dark alongside Icelandic singer Björk was subject to considerable critical scrutiny. The film was selected for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. She made another foray into Hollywood the following year, starring in The Musketeer, 2001, for Peter Hyams. In 2002, she shared the Silver Bear Award for Best Ensemble Cast at the Berlin International Film Festival, for her performance in 8 Women. In 2005, Deneuve published her diary à l'ombre de moi-même, In My Own Shadow, published in English as Close Up and Personal, The Private Diaries of Catherine Deneuve. In it she writes about her experiences shooting the films Indochine and Dancer in the Dark. She also provided the voice role of Marianne Satrapi's mother in Satrapi's animated autobiographical film Persepolis, 2007, based on the graphic novel of the same name. In 2008, she appeared in her 100th film, Untitled Chapter. Deneuve's more recent work in the 2010s includes Potiche, 2010, with Depardieu, Les Bien-Aimés, 2012, in which she acts alongside former co-stars Ludivine Sagnier and Chiara Mastroianni, and Emmanuel Bercot's On My Way, 2014. During an interview at the Cannes Film Festival with Ali Naderzad, Deneuve was asked which was her own favorite film. I still say it was The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. To do a film completely with music like an opera was an incredible experience. But to work with music all the time, it's such a lift. You know, it's an opera. It's very different. Deneuve continues to work steadily, making at least 2 or 3 films per year. Career outside of film. Modeling. Deneuve appeared nude in 2 Playboy pictorials in 1963 and 1965. Her image was used to represent Marianne, the national symbol of France, from 1985 to 1989, as the face of Chanel No. 5 in the late 1970s. She caused sales of the perfume to soar in the United States, so much so that the American press, captivated by her charm, nominated her as the world's most elegant woman. In 1983, American Home Products retained her to represent their cosmetics line and hired world-renowned photographer Richard Avedon to promote its line of Youth Guard cosmetics, for which she famously proclaimed, "Look closely. Next year I will be 40." Quote, she is considered the muse of designer Yves Saint Laurent. He dressed her in the films Belle de Jour, Le Chamard, Le Sirène du Mississippi, Un Flic, Liza, and The Hunger. In 1992, she became a model for his skincare line. In 2001, she was chosen as the new face of L'Oréal Paris. In 2006, Dənœv became the third inspiration for the MAC Beauty Icon series and collaborated on the color collection that became available at MAC locations worldwide in February that year. Dənœv began appearing in the new Louis Vuitton luggage advertisements in 2007. Dənœv was listed as one of the 50 best-dressed over 50s by The Guardian in March 2013. Entrepreneurial. Dənœv introduced her own perfume, dənœv, in 1986. She is also a designer of glasses, shoes, jewelry, and greeting cards. Charities. Dənœv was appointed UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador for the Safeguarding of Film Heritage in 1994, until her resignation on 12 November 2003. Dənœv asked that the rights owed to her from her representation of Marianne be given to Amnesty International. Louis Vuitton made a donation to the climate project, spearheaded by Al Gore, on behalf of Dənœv. Dənœv is also involved with Children Action, Children of Africa, Orphelins Roumains and Reporters Without Borders, Douleurs Sans Frontières, Pain Without Borders. At the end of 2003, Dənœv recorded a radio commercial to encourage donations to fight against the pain in the world, notably for the victims of landmines. Handicap International. In the middle of July 2005, Dənœv lent her voice to the message of radio commercials, TV and cinema, which denounced the use of the BASM, cluster bombs. Voix des femmes pour la démocratie, Voice of Women for Democracy. Dənœv read the text, Le Petit Garçon, of Jean-Luc Debady, on the entitled CD, Voix des femmes pour la démocratie. The CD was sold for the benefit of the female victims of the war and the fundamentalisms that fight for democracy. Dənœv has also been involved with various charities in the fight against AIDS and cancer. Political involvement. In 1972, Dənœv signed the Manifesto of the 343. The manifesto was an admission by its signers to have practiced illegal abortions and therefore exposed themselves to judicial actions and prison sentences. It was published in Le Nouvel Observateur on 5 April 1971. That same year, feminist lawyer Giselle Halimi founded the group Choisir, to choose, to protect the women who had signed the Manifesto of the 343. Dənœv is involved with Amnesty International's program to abolish the death penalty. In 2001, Dənœv delivered a petition organized by the French-based group Together Against the Death Penalty to the U.S. Embassy in Paris. In April 2007, Dənœv signed a petition on the Internet protesting against the misogynist treatment of socialist presidential candidate Ségolène Royal. More than 8,000 French men and women signed the petition, including French actress Jeanne Moreau. Personal life. Dənœv speaks fluent French, Italian, English and some German. Her hobbies and passions include gardening, drawing, photography, reading, music, cinema, fashion, antiques and decoration. Dənœv has been married only once, to photographer David Bailey from 1965 to 1972. She has lived with director Roger Vadim, actor Marcello Mastroianni, cinematographer Hugh Johnson, and Canal Plus tycoon Pierre Lescure. Dənœv has 2 children. Actor Christian Vadim, from her relationship with Roger Vadim, and actress Chiara Mastroianni, from her relationship with Marcello Mastroianni. She has 5 grandchildren. Filmography. Discography. 1980. Dieu fut murder Havane Bayern with Serge Gainsbourg. Original film soundtrack J'avoue Amy by Claude Berry. Quand on s'aime, duet with Gérard Depardieu. For a television program. 1981. Her first and only album issued, Souviens-toi de m'oublier, written by Serge Gainsbourg. Digital Delay. Depression d'Odessas du Jardin. Epsilon. Monovanere Miss Duncan. Marine Bond Tremolo. Say Petty Ryans. Duet with Serge Gainsbourg. Original version performed by Gainsbourg and Juliette Greco. 1964. Souviens-toi de m'oublier. Duet with Serge Gainsbourg. Overseas Telegram. What to disc Questce to say. O Solomon. Alice Hellers. 1993. Paris Paris Bayern with Malcolm McLaren. 1997. Allo Maman Bobo, by Alan Souchon. During an Evening with Les Inforés in 1997 with Alan Souchon, Jean-Jacques Goldman and Laurent Voulzy. 1999. Joyeux Anniversaire Maman, by Stemy Bugsy. Original film soundtrack Belle Maman by Gabriel Arguion. 2000. See Valda, Bayern with Björk. Original film soundtrack Dancer in the Dark by Lars von Trier. 2001. Toi Jamais, original film soundtrack Huit Femmes by Francois Ozone. Original version performed by Sylvie Vartan in 1976. 2006. Hocapito JT Amo, original film soundtrack Le Écutaros de la Famille by Thierry Clyfer. 2010. C'est beau la vie by Jean Ferrat, original film soundtrack Potiche by Francois Ozone. 2011. Tout est calm with Clara Couste, Ludovine Sagnier and Chiara Mastroianni. Une fille légère in duet with Chiara Mastroianni. Je n'y peux vivre sans Timoth, original film soundtrack The Beloved. 2011 film by Christophe Honoré. Audiobooks 4 editions des Femmes. Cendrillon by Charles Perrault. Bonjour Tristesse by François Sagan. Les Petits Chevaux de Tarquinia by Marguerite Duras. Les Paradis Aveugles by Duong Tu Hong. La Marquise d'O by Heinrich von Kleist. Lettre et un jeune poète by Rainer Maria Rilke. Lettre à Marmire by Sylvia Plath. Awards and nominations. Academy Awards. BAFTA Awards. CEACUTESAR Awards. Other awards. In 2000, a Golden Palm Star on the Palm Springs, California, Walk of Stars was dedicated to her. In 2013, she was honored for her lifetime achievement at the 26th European Film Awards. In 2015, she received the Lifetime Achievement Golden Orange Award from International Antalya Film Festival, Turkey. See also Cinema of France. Catherine Deneuve at the Internet Movie Database. Catherine Deneuve at AllMovie. Catherine Deneuve at filmsdifference.com. Catherine Deneuve on Charlie Rose. Catherine Deneuve collected news and commentary. The New York Times. Film. Guardian. UK interview 21 September 2005. Catherine Deneuve seduces Susan Sarandon while playing Lakme on the piano in the famous Lesbian. Scene from Tony Scott's 1983 film The Hunger.